Ladies and gentlemen, we return to kickboxing action, and this one is scheduled for 3 rounds at 170 pounds. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight, out of the Pappy's St. Peter's blue corner. This kickboxer stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 167.8 pounds. Fighting out of O'Fallon, Illinois, Jeremiah Burress. Across the cage, his opponent tonight, fighting out of the First Form red corner. This fighter stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at an even 166 pounds. Fighting out of Wildwood, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Damti.
Referee Mike Engelman has the call for this kickboxing bout. Both of these guys look in very good shape coming into this. Jeremiah Burress in the blue tape, Jacob Damti in the red tape. Quickly coming out is Burress.
Yeah, Jeremiah coming out very confident, throwing those leg kicks. I like to see him set those up with some punches.
Yeah, it is always best. Set your kicks with punch. Big right hand going to the body there again is Burress.
Nice counter shot.
Damti, nice overhand, but eats an uppercut on the way in.
Yeah, Jeremiah's doing a very good job,
That youth and speed right there.
He's getting out of the way. He's counter fighting. He's landing some good shots. He's very calm in there for a young dude.
He's also throwing some very good combinations.
Yes, he is. His shots just aren't linear.
He seems to kind of be frustrating Damti here. Nice one straight down the pipe there out of Damti.
Nice job by Jacob. Coming forward, landing some big shots there.
Oh, big shot to the body there by Damti. Answered right back here from Burress.
This is a great back and forth by these two. It looks Jeremiah's getting the better of the exchanges as a whole, though, for this round.
Oh!
Nice push kick there.
Gonna call that one a slip. No. Gonna call that a knockdown.
Called a knockdown. Not sure if I necessarily would have called that one a knockdown, but, now Jacob has to.
Yes, now he's got to come back. Oh, big hands there out of Burress. Burress is finding a home for that uppercut.
Body kick there by Jeremiah.
Burress is doing a great job of mixing up.
Big
he's
right
rocked
hand by
Damti's
Jacob.
rocked him. 10 seconds.
Oh, another
Again,
big
hand by Damti.
What a
that
round.
right hand
Make some noise, St. Louis!
Yeah, Jacob landed 2 big right hands there at the end of the round that really changed the momentum.
Tonight's bouts are sponsored in
definitely
part
affected
by
Jeremiah.
Ryan Kelly,
he's very
the
lucky it was at
home
the end
loan
of the round
expert.
right there. If that
With
was
the
at the
home loan
beginning, it could
expert,
have been
you
a
can buy
different
a
story.
home with no
Absolutely.
money down.
Now
Seriously.
we do have a knockdown to contend
Online
with here.
at
That's a 10-8 round.
$0downloan.com.
Yeah,
Did Damti do enough at the end to win the round to make it 9-9?
It's up to the judges. I don't know if he did. To me, those were some big shots, but it was at the very end there. I think as a whole, Jeremiah, landed more shots. Had more control of that round. And again, because he did get that, that knockdown, I'd probably give that one to him 10-8 for sure.
Crazy fight. Here we go. Second round.
Jacob's got to be feeling confident, though, the way he ended that last round.
Absolutely. He's got to come in and do more of the same. Again, there we go. Big right hand there out of Damti.
Good job.
Now Burress trying to answer back.
Jeremiah used that jab to set up the big right hand, which was nice. That was just a trip there.
Both of these guys are just absolutely no feeling, just throwing hands. Oh, big shots to the body there out of Damti. Now he's finding a home as he goes upstairs. Straight kick to the gut there out of Burress. The pace is just crazy.
Yeah, this is a very high-paced fight. Jacob is just putting on the pressure. He's just coming forward, and he's really doing a good job keeping Jeremiah on his heels. All right, they got the mouthpiece in, and they're ready to go.
Big overhand right there out of Damti, answered back by Burress.
Yeah, Jeremiah is really trying to play the counter fighter here. He obviously is backing up. He's trying to land some big shots off backing up. Nice body kick there by Jacob. Just a lot of pressure coming from Jacob. He's just coming forward.
Yeah. And the thing is
St.
Jeremiah's
Louis, let him
answering
hear
right
ya!
back. Now, Damti seems to be definitely getting the better here of these exchanges. And it's different than being on the ropes in a ring. Being in the cage, it's hard. It's hard to move. You can't bounce them as much.
Yeah, the cage isn't as forgiving as the ropes are. Oh, nice big right hand there from Jeremiah.
Damti coming straight forward, dropping bombs right in front of us.
Yeah, Jacob needs to circle. He can't just move backwards. Excellent job. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeremiah, but excellent job by Jacob. Just come forward, cut off the cage.
Big shots here out of Damti. Burress trying to tie him up. Huge right hand there. What a back and forth battle.
Yeah, both of these fighters landed some great shots that round. I mean, a lot of back and forth. I think I'd give that round to Jacob. You know, he controlled the pace throughout the entirety of that round. He landed some very big shots.
So with the knockdown, what advice are you giving Damti in the corner right now?
You know, if he wins the next round, and that first round was a 10-8, if my math is correct, that would end them in a draw if he wins this next round. So if you don't want the draw, then you need to finish the fight.
I wholeheartedly agree with you on that one, Adam.
You know, if I'm in Jeremiah's corner, though, it's like, hey, man, you won that first round big time.
You gotta push.
You know, don't let off the gas here. You know, you could end up, you know, losing the fight or getting a draw if you try to coast.
Big hands there coming out of Damti. Again, trying to chase down Burress. He is finding a home with the jab on the chin here of Burress. Burress ducking under.
Yeah, I think Jeremiah is really trying to land some counter shots. You know, he did have some success in that first round, but with just the pace that Jacob is putting on and the amount of pressure, he's not really able to land the counter shots like he was that first round. And then he lands two big right hands there.
Big time.
Spoke a little too soon, didn't I?
He's trying to loop the punches, though. If he could straighten himself out, get a little more head movement, because he's almost waiting for Damti to come in to throw that uppercut.
Yeah. I mean, straight shots down the middle, use your length, you know, hit them before they get too close to hit you. You know, Jeremiah's eating.
He's wobbled.
You know, he's eating 2 or 3 shots before he lands one.
1 minute remaining in the fight. St. Louis.
Generally, if you're going to do that, you want to take one to give two. This is not the way to do that.
Right, yeah. You know,
big uppercut there, though, out of Burress. Answered back with a right hand by Damti. Damti going downstairs now to the body.
Great pressure by Jacob. He's just throwing a lot of shots.
Big knee. Oh! He was on his way down. It will come down to, was he on the knee when that landed?
You know, Jeremiah took a little bit of a low shot there. He was trying to drop to a knee as Jacob was throwing a second knee, and it just caught him on the chin a little bit. It's bad timing, obviously not intentional.
So a low blow in the beginning, and then another knee as he went down.
Right. You know, it didn't look like it was as flush of a low blow as
the beginning, right?
As our first fight. So hopefully it won't take as much out of him or as long to recover. But you know, he's got the full 5 minutes.
Mike England giving him the full 5 minutes. He has, it depends on how bad it was. But the second knee, that was a tough one because he ate it in the chest as he was going down.
Yeah, that's a tough knee to eat. You got to be careful whenever you're just in the heat of the battle. You can't just stop fighting and just assume the ref saw a low blow,
Big right hand there out of Burress. Answered back now by Damti. Damti trying to push forward. Burress throwing some heavy shots. Both to the body there. Right in front of us here. Damti is just trying to hold him onto the cage.
Yeah, Damti needs to make sure that, as he's pressuring, he's maintaining his range. Nice 1-2 there by Damti.
What a fight!
What a fight indeed. I think that
give it up,
the
St.
start
Louis.
of that fight was a lot of the pressure that Damti was just pouring on to Burress.
What a fight there, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's really going to come down to how the judges saw that round one with the knockdown.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what the judges are looking at. I would guess that this is going to be a draw.
We shall see. We've been confused before. As we go to our instant replay here again, Damti finding a home for the 1s and 2s down the pike. Burress tries to answer back, but again, eats a big left hand there.
Yeah, Burress did a good job trying to, throw some, bunches of punches, as we like to say, right? He's trying to throw lots of punches, mix them up. But, he wasn't as precise with those counter shots as he could have been. That's definitely something that he'll probably, after this fight, go back to the gym and work on.
And just think, Adam, we have more action to come here. A lot of fights still left in the card here at Shamrock FC 341 live from Ameristar Casino. Don't forget, of course, to follow us on Twitter at Shamrock_FC and check out our website, ShamrockFightingChampionships.com, for all of the latest information and for our schedule of fights coming for 2023. But right now, let's send this one up to the cage to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for both of these fighters this evening. Great kickboxing event here. At the conclusion of 3 rounds, we handed this one over to the judges for the official scores. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight has been declared a draw.
Crowd not too happy.
The crowd's not too happy, but the math makes sense.
The math does add up. Had that push kick.
Yeah, the push kick knockdown is what got this. The crowd is not happy about this.
Yeah, in all honesty, I'm not sure I would have called that one a knockdown in that first round. It looked much more as a slip. Probably call that one a slip, and would have been 2 rounds to 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have